A massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, especially these days. 8 different settings, adjustable intensity, plus it's heated, and it just feels so good. Yes, a massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, but when it can come with a car, suddenly it seems quite practical. The all-new 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan, packed with premium features like available massaging front seats, it only feels extravagant.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
2 years later?
Well, it's less than 2 years. It's a year and 8 or 9 months.
Okay, that's not refraining from being pushy. That almost sounds like you forgot.
This is the plaintiff, Dorothy DeMatteis. She says she's a professional artist who left her paintings at the defendant's shop on consignment. One day, she drove by the shop and noticed everything was gone. The defendant up and moved her business to another town, took all her artwork and never told her. Now the woman's claiming she gave the stuff away for free. For free? Not here, not now. She's suing for $481.60, the value of her missing stuff. This is the defendant, Maria Comp. She says she called the plaintiff and left a message telling her she had 30 days to pick up her stuff because they were moving into a smaller space. She never heard a thing from the woman for 2 years. Bottom line, she left the woman messages, never heard back, and certainly doesn't owe her anything. She's accused of an art heist.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Dorothy DeMatteis.
That's correct.
You are suing Maria Comp and Posh Pets. That's your business? You're the owner? All right. For $481.60 in merchandise that you say she has not returned to you and not paid you for. Tell me what's going on.
Well, I'm a serious artist. That's my business. I do a lot of work in art shows. I travel around the country, and I do a lot of cat paintings. Since I do cat paintings, I thought, well, it might be a good idea to try out putting some in a shop that does business with cats and dogs. So I went into the Posh Pet store and talked with Marie and asked if she would be interested in putting some of my work in her shop on consignment. She said yes, and she looked over what I had and picked out what she thought might sell well. And we discussed what kind of percentage we would each get, and we agreed on it, and she drew up the contract. And
Do you have that with you?
Yes, I think you have a copy.
Yeah, I'd like to see the original. Do you have the original?
Yes.
Oh, let me see your...
Okay, you put things in and out.
That's all right. I think we got it.
Things get lost.
We're fine. Don't worry about it.
We're good.
Okay. This agreement is between Posh Pets and Dorothy DeMatteis. Posh Pets agrees to display the artwork and clothing Mrs. DeMatteis designed on a consignment basis. Posh Pets will take 20% of the profits for any items sold, and the remaining 80% goes to Mrs. DeMatteis. We currently have the following items: 17 small, medium, large, and extra large sweatshirts at $20 a piece. 1 XXL sweatshirt at $22. 4 framed prints at $60 a piece. And there were some original paintings, but those were returned. Okay, and then that appears to be signed by both of you. With this, and this is December 10th of 2010. And then can you show that to them and tell me, does that look like the agreement?
We found the agreement, Your Honor.
Oh, great. Is that it?
We found her copy, okay?
Yes, that's a copy of it, and I have the original.
Okay, can I see it? Yep. What's the note on the bottom, 146 something?
After they had moved, my husband had called the number on the card to see if he could get a hold of them. And he found out from someone who answered the phone there where they were, and that was the new address.
Yeah, but the weird part, it's on her copy.
Yes, because that's a copy that I made for her in last December, way after that is not an original. So, because that's the new address, that's what he wrote on when he was getting it.
See, these are
over
the reasons
telephone.
why I like seeing originals, because
Yeah.
what that tells me is that you needed her to send you a copy of the consignment contract in December. This last
She
December, is
asked
that
me-
correct?
No, I did have it. I just misplaced it.
But you told
through
her
the
you
wrong
didn't
move.
have it, right?
That I didn't have the contract? I
I'm
don't
asking you, why
understand.
did you have to ask her for a copy of the contract?
I didn't ask her for a copy.
Did she send you a copy of the contract?
She sent it to me, yes, but I didn't
Okay.
ask her
No, I
for
was
one.
right there in the shop, the copies,
So, but what
and I gave
happened?
her
You left
one.
December of 2010, you left several items there that are on that list, and then what?
I'm not a pushy person, so I didn't go back right away. Other people that I deal with, I wait, and when they sell something, they call me. And it wasn't until early October, I think, of 2012.
2 years later?
Well, it's less than 2 years. It's a year and 8 or 9 months.
Okay, that's not refraining from being pushy.
Well,
That almost sounds like you forgot.
No, I'm just laid back.
So what happened?
So-
One fine day, almost 2 years later, you
Well,
go to
almost.
the little shopping center and she's
October,
gone.
Yeah, the shop was empty. So what happened, so we called up the number that was on the card, and we asked, what about my work? Where is it? And she said, it's gone. She says, oh, people came in and took it. And I don't understand what people. So she said she talked to her partner about it. So I waited, nothing happened. Another week or two later, I called again. This went on for a long time. I kept calling. And this is an artistic thing. It took a lot of time and effort. And what I have here is made from my original paintings. I do a painting first on acrylic on canvas. So it's a long, involved process. And I don't feel that I should give it away for just the materials that it cost me.
These
So-
are prints that she made in art shows. She made big paintings, and then she made prints from it.
You're
And they
very
won-
talented.
And they won a lot of awards. And there's one thing you failed to mention, that she said that she called us, and we never received a
Yeah, we
telephone
never-
call
we-
at all. And that was the most important thing of all.
She said,
Not any telephone call.
She said she had called. I went back over my phone messages. There was nothing. And we're there all the time. And I have a good system of Comcast.
This is
that goes to the
Just
voicemail.
petting, and the cat's got its paws inside of the...
Yeah. So,
So what happened?
I put the things in my store on display. I did not hear from her for close to 2 years. She never called. She never came in to see if anything was sold or to see if anything was moved or she needed to bring in anything different. I didn't hear from her.
Right. Now, is this the first time you did a consignment?
Yes, she was the first.
Yeah, I can
so-
tell. You know why? Because consignment contracts, you are not my first consignment contract. And, you know, now in the day of internet, you know, you could find the right consignment contract online. One of the most important things in a consignment contract is missing here, which is what happens if this situation arises. Most consignment contracts, I don't know if you've educated yourself since then, will have a clause that says that after 30 days or after 90 days, whatever it may be, you must pick up your merchandise. Failure to pick up your merchandise will result in it being abandoned. Or we will, after 90 days, we will send you a certified letter. 2 weeks after that certified letter, and then you have to keep a copy of the certified letter. They say you never called them. If you called them, why would it be gone? If you called them before you brought the shop down to say, hey, come pick up your stuff, why would the stuff be gone? Why would you throw that stuff away? Somebody would have it. Where is it?
We had to dispose of it.
Why would you have to dispose of it? Why don't you just set it up in the next store?
We went from a 2,000 square foot store to an 850 square foot.
Can you prove that you called them?
We did go, well, actually, T, my receptionist called.
Come on up. Do you have a specific recollection of specifically calling this lady?
Yes.
I want to see some evidence that you back then
My
called.
checklist?
Anything.
I can't find
Anything.
my checklist.
Phone records are obviously what I want to see.
I did request phone records from Comcast, and they did deny it because we moved, and we were a new customer at that point when we moved.
So tell me about what happened when you called.
Maria gave me a list of things I had to do. I had to pack up files that we needed, that were immediate. I was packing them, putting them one place. Files we didn't need, they were somewhere else. Packing up inventory, doing this, call this person, call. Every time she said something to me, I wrote it down, and it was a checklist. As I accomplished my tasks, I did the checklist.
Let me see that.
And I ripped our store apart.
I believe you.
And
I believe you that you ripped your store apart. I can tell by
because
that.
she kept putting stuff on the list. It was like a never-ending list. And I would check it off.
You know she's
and
standing next to you, right?
You know, she was like constantly like, do this, do that, do this. And I'd check my thing, and I'd get all happy that I'm checking something off. She's got 6 more things.
Look, it's very simple. The question is, did you legally do... Well, the question's simple. The answer may not be simple. The question here is, you wait 2 years. You do nothing. Did you abandon it by waiting almost 2 full years before you surface? The question is, you claim you called her. You have no way to prove that. They deny you called her. Did you take the necessary steps before disposing of it? It's such an odd thing to dispose of because they're really nice. And to just put it in a garbage can because I don't have space, they don't take up that much room.
Well, we really felt by the phone call that we tried
Really,
to give her
it's not
notice.
that you guys are, downsizing. It's incredibly hectic. There's a million things going on. Every time you check one off, 6 more things are happening. It's like a lot to take in, and then you get to the new place, and then you think you might be able to find it, and then all of a sudden you're in the new place and you can't find it, and you really don't know what you did with it. It's not that?
No, that's not.
No? Okay, yeah.
I would think that she sent out notices of her move to all her customers. She could have sent me a notice that she was moving. I got no notice, nothing in the mail.
How long did you think this consignment contract was for, since your contract doesn't say?
Has no time limit on it.
How long did you think it was for? What if you came back 10 years later?
Oh, no, I wouldn't wait that long.
Well, you wouldn't wait that long. I'm a very impatient woman. How long did you think your consignment contract was for, since your contract that you drafted doesn't say a term?
We didn't have, we weren't really thinking. We weren't
Court's in
planning on
recess.
moving
Thank
either.
you, folks.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, after 2 years, no phone calls, nothing. Are these paintings abandoned?
Absolutely.
Why do you say?
After 2 years, I mean, it's obvious that the person didn't want the paintings.
So how long after the person leaves the paintings does it become abandoned? He says 2 years is way long.
Well, is there a contract?
There's no contract. It doesn't say anything. So how long?
I would say a reasonable amount of time.
Which is what?
6 months to a year.
6 months to a year?
Well, I think it's hers forever because it's her art.
So it's never abandoned?
Yeah, it's never abandoned.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
It's a close one because of all the time that you waited. But each of these cases I have to rule on based on the facts that are in front of me and the unique situation that's in front of me. If you have an open-ended contract, then you still had a contract 2 years later if you still had the stuff. And there's an easy way to end it. And the way you end it is you call her and you write her and you send her a notice. And if she's not picking it up, maybe you call her again. But you're certainly going to have to prove to me that those efforts were made. And I know how chaotic it is to move a business from one place to another with 1,000 different things coming up. I'm having a difficult time with the fact that you can't even prove you had her number beforehand, because you can't even provide me with the original contract. Because even if I believed that she made that phone call, and I'm not sure that I do, okay? But even if I believed it, and I'm not sure that I do, because you can't pony up a record of anything that shows it, nowhere, not her notes, not a phone log, and not a contract that you possessed beforehand. That's why I always ask for the original. A contract that you possessed beforehand that would actually show her number. It starts to look like maybe there's just a lot of chaos and that you were, but let's assume that I believe that there was that one phone call. I'm not even sure I think that's sufficient not sending her a written notice, not trying again. You know how when you want to get somebody, you can? You just call them a few times, do you get them? Yeah, that's probably what should have happened here. All right, I rule in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $481.60. That's my judgment.
The plaintiff has won this decision here from Judge Millian, the defendant, to tell us what you think of this.
I am happy with the verdict.
How can you be happy? You just fought against it and lost.
She did what the judge knows what's the right thing to do.
Yeah, well, why were you so disorganized?
We tried very hard. We really felt we did the right thing.
One phone call even, maybe? Even if that?
We actually thought it was sufficient. We tried.
One phone call? Well, the judge said otherwise.
Yes. Well, we learned.
You realize now?
We learned.
What have you learned from the whole thing?
We learned we have to follow through, paperwork.
And I will definitely secure every note I have.
Okay.
It will always be there.
All right, head right around the corner there and sign on your way out. Okay, step on out here. So, all right, come on in here. You're the artist. Step in next to me here, please. Over here, please, and tell me what's. You just sold your paintings.
Well, I could have sold them if I got them back, but.
Well, they just did sell.
Yeah. Okay,
you got paid for your work.
Good.
You feel like
I'm pleased.
Do you sell a lot of art?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
This
I
is
have.
one that won prizes.
This one won prizes. Okay, that's
Atlantic City,
all right.
first prizes. It was a giant painting. It's a print from a giant painting.
Right. Okay. Good. Are you going to do consignment anymore?
Not unless I study this.
All right. Okay, that's great. Show me after we throw it to Harvey.
Okay, so here's the moral to the story. If you have somebody's property, you have a duty to try and get in touch with them before doing anything with the property, or else you're on the hook. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino Ciao, a new kind of flavored sparkling water. The kind made with real fruit juice, a pinch of Sicilian salt, and the sparkle of the Italian sun. With no added sugar and just 10 or less calories per can, enjoy. With love, from Italy. By San Pellegrino Ciao now.
This is the plaintiff, Gregory Horner. He says he and the defendant agreed to make a trade. He gave her his Toyota 4Runner, and in exchange, he was going to get 2 working snowmobiles. Well, the lady ended up unloading 2 worthless, unusable, unsalvageable pieces of junk on him and double-crossed him big time. He's here to set things straight and is suing the unscrupulous rip-off artist for $1,500, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Keeley. She says she told the plaintiff in no uncertain terms the snowmobiles were not in running condition when he agreed to make the trade for the truck. In fact, the truck didn't even run when she received it, and she had to have it flatbedded to her house. She ended up putting $1,000 in to get it roadworthy. The trade happened almost 3 years ago, and if you ask her, they're more than even. She's accused of snowing a guy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bartered with the defendant a Toyota 4Runner for 2 snowmobiles. The problem was the snowmobiles were garbage, but she says neither his truck nor his snowmobiles ran, so they're even. It's the case of race you.
Okay, Gregory Horner.
Yes.
You are suing Kelly and Gary. You've asked us not to use your last name. Gary's your husband, and you have power of attorney. You're going to be testifying here today, correct?
Yes.
For $1,500 that you say they owe you. Because of a trade that took place that, according to you, wasn't what they represented it would be. Tell me what is going on.
Well, thank you for hearing my case, Your Honor. It started when I posted a Craigslist ad to trade a 1985 Toyota 4Runner for 2 working snowmobiles.
And that's actually what the ad says, 2 working snowmobiles.
And I have the ad right here.
You posted that when?
It was posted on December 8th, 2010.
Okay.
And I have evidence with a picture of the truck, and I also have the the ad, and then I also have proof that I am the owner of the truck.
Okay, and you were asking for either somebody to make you a firm offer of how much?
$1,500.
Or two working snowmobiles.
2 working snowmobiles.
Okay,
yes,
and then?
So they agreed. They had 2 working snowmobiles. I got a call from Gary, and I went over and signed a contract, which Keely wrote herself.
May I see it?
And yes, ma'am. And in that contract, you can see that no titles were exchanged until the deal was done and all parties were
will be released
satisfied.
upon receipt of Forerunner title. No title was exchanged because you were supposed to give them the Forerunner title. Did he ever give you the Forerunner title?
He said that he hadn't received it. He had a piece of paper from the state of Washington stating that the last registration, in order to receive that, he didn't need the title for some reason, which...
Let me see that. So then did you ever send him the titles to the other thing?
My snowmobile.
I'm confused. How are you going to register the truck if you didn't have a title?
I was waiting for the title, Your Honor.
I understand. So what did you do when the title was not forthcoming? What did you do?
We asked him for it. He would not give it to us. Well,
so he wouldn't give it to you, so what'd you do? You sold it without a title to somebody else?
I did. I sold it for parts because it was not worth $2,000.
Yeah, but how does that person determine that you are the title holder and not a thief if they don't see the title?
I had a bill of sale signed by Gregory.
All right, so what happens now? Well, the transaction takes place when? In January? It just says January 2011. What day in January?
I didn't put a date at the top. At the time, I had just...
Okay, does anybody remember the date? No. All right, so sometime in January, the transaction takes place. And now, did you expect a running Forerunner or no?
The Forerunner was towed to my house.
Okay, so you always knew it didn't run.
It didn't run. My husband...
You knew that, though, is what I'm saying. That was not a surprise.
And
so now, you end up receiving the 2 snowmobiles, and in March, you find out that the snowmobiles don't run?
No, I found out right away, immediately.
Oh, show me proof that you found out right away.
I don't have any proof that I found out right away.
Right, all your proof shows that March is when you start demanding your money back.
Right, I demanded my money back
2 months later in March.
As soon as I found out.
Show me proof you demanded your money back before March. When did you, according to you, when did he contact you to say, I want my money back?
It was March.
2 months after the transaction.
After the transaction, after I have heard that he's ridden the snowmobile, driven by...
Who have you heard that he's ridden the snowmobile
My
from?
husband.
How does your husband hear that he's ridden the snowmobile?
Friends, do you
have an affidavit from someone who says he rode the snowmobile?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, so now, because it's January, so it's snowmobile riding time. You know, and one would assume that if you get the snowmobiles into your hot little hands and you desperately wanted a snowmobile, that you might use a snowmobile in January. So it is suspicious that it's not until March where you have messages on your machine demanding your money back. But, you know, it's March. So I need proof from you that you contacted them and said, oh my God, right away.
So is it kind of weird to you that these snowmobiles supposedly didn't run, but he waited 2 months to complain?
Absolutely. I mean, anything could have happened in the 2 months between the time they bartered and he was complaining.
What do you think?
I think that's unreliable. You have no idea what happened in that time between, and you're not sure.
What do you think?
You don't know. I don't know.
Say, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, I got that. Going inside the courtroom.
Did you, in fact, it's in March when you end up buying another snowmobile, right? For parts, to try to fix this snowmobile.
No, ma'am, I did not buy that for parts.
Okay, did you go and see a mechanic who told you this thing is, in essence, totaled?
Absolutely.
Okay, when did you go see that mechanic?
I went and saw that mechanic in January.
Okay, can I please see proof that you went and saw the mechanic in January? That would be proof that it happened before March.
I just have this proof here.
I don't know what that means. Show me the, honey,
I have all the pictures.
Show me the thing from the mechanic.
This is
what
all
date does the thing from the mechanic?
This is all the receipts that I have from the mechanic, and these are the pictures.
What date does the thing from the mechanic have?
2/27/2011.
Okay, 2/27. That's before March. It's certainly after January. So 2/27 would mean a month later. How did you get it to the mechanic?
He came and picked it up with the flatbed.
Okay. You know none of that's in there, right? Is that in there? Does it show that charge for tow?
No.
No. Not only that, it doesn't say doesn't run, does it? What the thing from the mechanic says, fuel hose, something clean carburetors. Why are you doing all that if they don't run? What are you doing? Trying to get them to run? Paid cash, 500 engine parts, rings, pistons, seals, gaskets, cylinder, bore. And that's April that you're doing that.
Those were engine parts, ma'am. You have pictures of the 1992 Arctic Cat
Pictures aren't going to tell me.
440.
I'm looking at
and
this.
It has a picture of a broken piston, which was in the.
Okay, but you understand the question is, did they breach a contract? You have to prove that your contract demands that it be running and it wasn't running, both those things. I'm with you on the demands that it be running. Okay, because I see your ad in Craigslist that says running snowmobiles. Are you denying that his ad said, I want 2 running snowmobiles?
They did, but the agreement that we had, and after telling him everything that was wrong with the snowmobiles, he agreed on the trade.
Okay, why wouldn't that, be a really good idea if when you have something in writing that says, I recognize that they don't run, so they don't come back to bite you, or is as is or something, Now, sale of used motor vehicles like these are by default as is, okay? What takes it out of as is if somebody makes a specific warranty about something and says, for example, they run. I consider saying they run a specific warranty. I don't know, I wasn't present when you guys did this deal. You say, I told them they didn't run. Watch this. Did she tell you they didn't run?
No, absolutely not.
And then he shows me the ad where he's demanding that they be running snowmobiles. So, that's already all a little muddy. But let's assume that you thought they ran. How do all these months pass before you finally say something? I've got you going the first time a month later, at a minimum a month later, it might even be a month and a half later. 227 is the first evidence you have of even taking them in to do any repair. That's 227. The next time you go to do something is 427. And then in May is when someone says, for all intents and purposes, this is totaled. It's cost more to repair than it's worth. Not once does it say that it's not running. She claims people told her that you were running it around town. January would be a time when one would know. Show me something that shows that right away you said these don't run. Buyer's remorse is not a reason for you to be able to return them. The only reason that you arguably have, she claims she told you they didn't run. But if I'm just going to ignore her because there's no written proof of that and go by what you say, which is you demanded they run, the only reason for return would be if they didn't run from Jump Street. That's when it becomes critical for you to be able to prove they didn't run from Jump Street. Well, otherwise, if all this time is passing, you could have run him to the ground.
It took time for me to work on the snowmobiles because it's very expensive to work on them. I didn't have the money. And
yeah, but you'd know right away if they're working or not, if they're running.
And
you'd know if they're running.
Immediately.
You'd know that by turning it on.
Ma'am, I called them immediately.
That's, it's not helping you that the first time you ever do anything to the snowmobiles a month later, and then a month after that, and then a month after that. Those are the 3 pieces of proof that you showed me.
I didn't have any money, ma'am. How could I fix a snowmobile I didn't have any money to fix?
I'm sorry, based on this evidence, I have to rule in favor of the defendant. That's my judgment.
Thank you.
Hold on. One side.
It's too bad there was no evidence that you could have presented about the call, immediate call.
What kind of evidence can I come up with in 3 years?
I can think of one thing. Think of one thing you could have done is maybe email a confirmation to the gentleman of, the phone call we just had.
I had a contract. No titles were exchanged.
Mm-hmm. All right. So where do you go from here? You're stuck with the stuff, and what do you do with it?
You don't do anything. You get screwed.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry about that. You head right around this way, and let's see what you have to say about this, sir. Come on in here. What's your feeling on the outcome here?
He knew that the snowmobiles were not running at the time of purchase. They had to be winched on there. I mean, if it doesn't start and you want it running, why buy it?
Did you guys write all this stuff down anywhere in some sort of a contract that said the stuff is not running and these are conditions and nothing was specified?
No, I took a non-running Forerunner for a non-running snowmobile, so I didn't expect to have to go.
All right, Harvey, what do you think of all this? Kurt, you are so right. If you have any problem with something that you purchase or get, you have to put your displeasure in writing and do it immediately. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate
to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast Gems.
These are the plaintiffs, Nadia and Vincent Oleniak. Nadia says they hired the defendants to clean their newly purchased house, and they basically did nothing. There was thick dust on all the floors and windows, and their 10-month-old was covered head to toe from crawling around. When she called the defendants to complain, their phone was disconnected. Well, they're not going to go away quietly and are suing the dirty defendants for the $450 they paid them. These are the defendants, Devine and Christopher. Christopher says they were hired to clean up after the contractors were finished working on the plaintiff's new home. They were told to pick up the plastic from the floors and to mop everything except 2 rooms they were told were off limits. They did a great job on 90% of the mess the contractors left behind. They were willing to come back and take care of the few things they missed, but the stubborn plaintiffs refused, so here they are. They're accused of dusting off a customer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to clean their new house, and it was ridiculous. Windows and floors covered in dust. But the defendants say the house was 90% clean, and the rest wasn't their fault. It's the case of you dirty rat.
Nadia Oleniak and Vincent Oleniak, you are suing, pronounce it.
Devine.
Devine and Christopher. Are you partners?
No, she just answers the phone calls.
You answer phones.
Yes.
Devine and Christopher of a business you don't want me to mention, okay, and you don't want me to say your last names. All right. For $450 for cleaning fees that you paid them that you don't believe that they earned.
Correct.
Okay. Are you the owner of the company?
Yes.
You are the receptionist at the company?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You are dismissed personally from the lawsuit. The lawsuit is against, I guess, you and your DBA name. That's how we're proceeding, because you don't sue the receptionist. All right, so what happened?
Well, on the morning of March 11th, we received a phone call from our contractors that they were in a car accident and couldn't come to the home to finish doing the cleanup that they had to do. And it was really just a lot of dust from the sanding and picking up the protective paper off the floor.
And you were moving in that day?
Yes.
Wow, they cut it close, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they told you they couldn't finish the cleanup and to go hire a company?
So I went online immediately. This was like at 6:45 that morning, trying to find legitimate.
When did they call you?
6:45 that morning.
Oh my goodness.
So
trying to find legitimate?
Yes, legitimate cleaning companies with websites that were insured and bonded.
Okay.
No one could come that day. So I turned to Craigslist, and it was her name on the ad.
Okay. So
I spoke to her.
There's no business name on the. This is for construction debris, construction dust, which is insidious, cleanup.
Correct.
So go ahead.
I explained to her the situation, told her the square footage of the house, how many bedrooms.
What was the square footage?
It's about 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths,
okay.
Living room, kitchen, dining area. Explained to her, it was an emergency. We went back and forth. She didn't know how much to charge. I said, look, I don't want to be taken advantage of, but this is an emergency situation. I have a 15-month-old son. I don't want him breathing this stuff in.
Yeah, don't let her do the negotiating anymore. Go ahead.
So she gave me.
I'm desperate. Okay. Go ahead.
She gave me the price of $450. I spoke with my husband. Well, my mom spoke with my husband, and he said, that's fine. We can't find anyone. They said they were going to get there at 10 in the morning. I said, my husband will be there to meet with you. He was there. He told them, what to clean.
Right.
When I got to the house that night, my son was covered in dust in his legs. None of the windows, none of the blinds.
It was good enough for him, though, right?
Well, when they left.
Well, I had a lot going on that day, Your Honor. We had a 2-hour window from 10 a.m. when they got there for when the movers did come at 12 a.m.
Right.
So, I was there. I was actually helping them pick up all the stuff off the floor. So when the movers were coming in, they'll come down the stairs, and I said everything.
You know what the odds are? I'd leave my husband on that end and me on this. What end were you at?
I was home finishing the packing.
Why'd you leave him finishing the packing? That's virtually foolproof.
I wanted to be with my son packing and making sure all the important stuff was taken.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe that was a more important role. All right, so now you're no offense. Okay, so now you get to the house at what time?
5 o'clock.
Okay.
And when I go upstairs, I see my mom wiping him down. He had like gray dust all on his legs.
Oh my God.
And I freaked out. So the next morning I called.
Okay.
I spoke.
Now there were rooms that you told them not to go into?
Just the master bathroom because the contractors had a lot of their tools in there, so it didn't make sense for them to.
Any other rooms you told them not to go into?
No.
Show me the pictures of how they left the place. This is the part where you don't do so good. Now, Christopher, you think that you didn't go clean, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. So when you get there and you talk to him, what happened?
I don't know how many, I don't remember exactly how many bedrooms there were there, but I remember that 2 rooms we were not supposed to touch. Not 1 room, 2 rooms.
Two rooms meaning a bathroom and a bedroom, or 2 rooms meaning?
I don't remember.
There's only 3 bedrooms in the house. What would be the point of you coming?
I think it was just 2 bedrooms.
Well, there's only 3 bedrooms in the house.
Maybe the bathroom in the bedroom. It was 2 rooms that we wasn't supposed to touch.
I don't think you're right about that, because there's only one place where the tools are, and why would they not want you cleaning everything else? Of course they want you cleaning everything else. So how many people did the cleaning job?
It was 3 of us.
Okay.
We all were cleaning. It was paper. The paper she's talking about that was on the floor, we got all of it up and around the whole house, and then after that, we swept and mopped the whole house.
You're talking about the paper that's protecting hardwood floors or something that we're just putting?
Yeah, we picked those up, we put them in garbage bags, took them outside, and then we swept and mopped the whole house except for what he didn't want us to do. And one of the workers was upstairs doing the windows or whatever they was doing upstairs. And when we said we were done, he did a once-over, just check everything out. And then he said, hey, can you go upstairs and hit the windows again?
Let me show you the window. I guess this is a windowsill?
Yes.
Okay. What's that on the windowsill?
This can probably be from one of the windows that we didn't do a very good job on. Maybe we made a mistake, it was our mistake. Or it
but don't you do, as the owner of the company, you don't do quality control yourself and see that?
Yes, we do. But it also can be a window in one of the rooms that she just took a picture of that we didn't do.
But I don't believe, why would they pay you $450 to spend 2 hours cleaning and not have you clean 2/3 of the bedrooms? That's where they want it dirty? I mean, that doesn't make sense. I understand they don't want you to go into the master bath because, you know, the tools are there and they don't want to have a different issue with the contractor, but I guess what I'm telling you is I don't believe that there were 2 rooms. I think you're mistaken.
Okay, maybe I am mistaken.
Right, so then where is this dirtiness? This is filthy. Look at that. What room is this?
Idea, but
my son's bedroom.
Your son's bedroom.
I don't.
And then look at the jam where this is a sliding glass door?
Correct.
Where?
In the living room.
And that's not cleaned. I mean, there's not like furniture to clean or anything else. It's really just the surfaces. That's the whole point of paying you $450 for 2 hours, is that you're going to clean a bunch of surfaces.
If the defendants really did do 90% of the work, do they get paid 90% or do they get paid 0 for not doing the full job?
I say 0 until he completes all of what he was.
You have to do the full job. Full job?
I say nothing because he has to do the full job. It's incomplete.
Nothing or 90?
I say 90. You did 90% of the work, you get paid for your work.
Going inside the courtroom.
What is this? These are the blinds, and this isn't just the rust on the blinds, this is dirt?
That's construction dust.
Construction dust on the blinds. It's like pixie dust. So take a look at these. So besides this window and these 2 blinds, were there any other problems?
Oh, not at all.
Is that more than one problem or no? I mean, more than one window, I meant?
Yeah, that's more than one window.
How many windows?
2 in my son's and 2 in our bedroom.
Okay.
And there's 2 in the 3rd bedroom, but they all look like that. It was all
they have that
dust.
Moment. So why would you be entitled to get the entire fee that you paid them paid back to you based on what you said was wrong? I mean, that's a percentage of what they did, so why would you get all your fee back?
The way they handled it.
Tell me what happened.
I spent the whole week calling. I called Tuesday, spoke to a woman who was not Davina, and she said, I'll have Davina call you back. I was always under the impression that it was Davina's business. So when I spoke to her Saturday, she said, email me the pictures. When I emailed them to her, she responded back saying, you know, that was unacceptable. Then by Monday, her phone's disconnected. Tuesday morning, a week after the move, I go on Craigslist, find an identical ad word for word with a different number.
A different name or no?
No, same name, but different phone number, and her name on the voicemail. And when I called her, she said she didn't pick up. A different woman picked up, and she said, no, you have the wrong cleaning company, and hung up. What are the chances of a different cleaning company posting the same exact wording on a Craigslist ad? And then the second time I called, Davina picks up, and I recognized her voice. And I'm telling her for about a few minutes, Davina, it's you. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why we can't solve this. After a few minutes, she switches to a Jamaican accent and says, no, you need to speak to Eric.
Who's Eric?
I have no idea who Eric is.
Who's Eric?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Did you talk to her?
No, I did not.
Did you switch into a Jamaican accent?
No, I did not.
Is there somebody with a Jamaican accent who answers the phone?
No, there's not.
Talk. No, I'm just kidding.
In my last email, in the last email she sent me.
This is crazy, man. This doesn't need to get, you know how this should, let me tell you how this should have been resolved. She calls you, she sends you a picture, you say, we're on our way. That's it.
Yeah,
Why
but you
am I
know
here?
what?
But now you're suing for $450 like they never even showed up. And that because their attitude. Attitude doesn't get you all your money back. And you don't get free cleaning? I don't get free cleaning. Why do you get free cleaning? What do you think is an adequate amount for the windows that you talk about and the shades that you talk about? What do you think is an adequate? Because obviously you haven't said boo about the floors or the walls.
Oh no, I did. The floors was the reason why my son had gray dust all over his legs. They cleaned the floors maybe once. My mom and I had to mop the floors 2 or 3 more times just to get the dust up.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
And then tools ended up missing.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
This is
hello. Don't break out into Jamaican accent on me now.
This is when I spoke to her at length
and the other,
and then this is
me
all
and the
the times
female
I
that was
tried
there.
calling her.
He was standing in the kitchen with his little dog. He was standing in the kitchen while me and the other female was mopping together back to back.
No, I'm sure. But listen, we're done.
The floor,
Okay,
like
we're
2,
done.
3
We're
times.
done. We're done. It didn't go down the way it should, which should have been an easy visit back, because you admit when you look at the pictures that there's things that were overlooked.
I did.
Okay, so the question now becomes what is appropriate at this juncture? Because obviously I'm going to return some money because it wasn't fully done. So, and the question is how much? That's the only question I have left, and I don't need any help on that. Okay, folks, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm going to order the defendant to return $150 to the plaintiff. That is my judgment.
So the cleaning company will be returning $150 to these people.
Yeah.
Step in next to me here. Is that fair to you?
No, it's not fair at all, because I think some of those pictures are made up before the job was actually done. You know, and then it's
Pictures of the windowsills and stuff
yeah.
before you cleaned them?
Yeah, I think so, because she was lying a whole bunch inside the.
Why would they go through all that just to get a few dollars back?
The same reason why that when I spoke to her on the phone personally, I was trying to tell her that I could come in a day or two to get the job done for her over again, to make it up for it, and she wasn't trying to hear me. She was just being stubborn about it.
All right, right around this way, okay? Paperwork waiting for you over there. So come on in here. And so, how are things going in the new house?
Oh, they're great. They're great. We did the cleaning ourselves properly. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more, but I'm just glad everyone can see.
Well, they did do some work that was valuable.
If you say so, but I just hope everyone sees them and runs from them if they call their company.
All right, and the little boy, how's he doing?
He's doing great.
Managing fine in the dust-free zone?
Dust-free.
Harvey.
Unless the customer is deprived of the essence of the job, the judge will basically discount the price by what the person who did the service didn't do.